Sponsored by WildEFX.com, bringing you the best Forex experience.
My name is Samuel Leach, Forex and stock trader, author and TED speaker. I'm about to put my reputation and over £350,000 on the line in the Real Forex Trader Series 2. To prove anyone can become a profitable trader with the right mentor and mindset. Trading has given me the skill set to travel the world and live an incredible lifestyle. I'll be taking 18 ordinary people without any trading experience and throwing them into the deep end of the financial markets. It's not going to be easy, and myself and my team only have 4 weeks to turn these individuals into profitable traders.
So at the moment there's 275,000 in the ring.
This is going to be one of the biggest challenges of their lives as they compete to become a consistent, profitable trader.
If you can't tell what red and green is, then you're going out.
£400 in loss.
The joys of trading.
We are down 2,655.
Embarrassing.
In the height of the most volatile markets since the Lehman Brothers collapse, how will these beginners handle the financial and emotional pressures of the market?
Hard-shelled, mate.
I feel like I failed myself physically.
Stay together!
Everyone thinks trading is easy, but when the pressure is on, how will they succeed?
I don't know if I can do this anymore.
What's the point of even talking to me yet?
I believe we can do it.
My heart's going boom, 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 boom.
Previously on the Real Forex Trader.
You're gonna get fucking done in if you carry on talking. Shut up until I fucking speak to you.
Why you think you deserve to be here?
Because mentally I can do it, but physically it's like I feel like I failed myself physically.
What's your lowest moment in life?
I'm seeing my dad crying because of my action.
When my mum chucked me out at a very young age, I've been doing things that I think that are out of my character just to survive.
And life's all about energy as well, so
Why have you been struggling today then? Where's that energy you're talking about?
God!
In true Special Forces fashion, we always like to have someone that works on the inside for us. You want to step forward? Oh. We have eyes and ears everywhere.
Being honest is the most important thing. If you're shit, you're shit. You admit it. It's not going to hurt anyone's feelings. So yesterday was a shock to their system. They went through SAS training and interrogation. They're probably wondering why on earth they did that and what it's got to do with trading. And I suppose so are you guys. So today I've brought in 2 world-class mindset coaches who are going to be working with my candidates to explain exactly how that can translate over to trading and the benefits that they've just learned.
Yesterday was quite an intense day for a lot of people. And I think it was really cool yesterday. Did we enjoy it in the end, in hindsight? That was a bit of a, yeah, some bits. So yesterday was hard. Today we've got 2 guys that are going to be working with you for the next couple of hours who are very well known. They've flown all the way from Australia to come and work with you guys. So they're very good friends of mine. And they run a company called Heart Styles. Heart Styles works with some of the top brands in the industry. So they help work with the brain, work with the mind, and make it perform to its best capability. They're literally experts in their field, write theses on neuroscience and stuff like that. So these guys are going to be working with you today to work on being the best you, and this is what they're known for in the industry. They work with top CEOs, There is no tricks today. There is nothing happening. There's no, there's no ambushes. There's nothing like that happening. It's two genuine Aussie Aussie couple, should I say, both Mara and Stephen, who are here, and they will be talking to you about how to remove limiting beliefs, how to stop any issues with performance, and pretty much how to make you overall better you. That's literally what they're here for. So it's something that you should definitely take on board and enjoy working with them. I'm going to bring them through now.
G'day is the usual introduction if you're an Aussie. So we are Aussies who live in London, and as you can see, we've been around a little while. So, so we're a husband and wife team. We've been in the industry of people development, helping people understand the psychology, the character, how the heart and the head connect when it comes to behaviour, our character strength as an individual. And we believe that the way we do life, we believe the way that we interact with people, the way we approach work, the way we approach life actually comes from the heart. And it's processed in the brain. So your strength of character, where do you feel fear, head or heart? Where do you feel love, head or heart? So there's something happening in our heart, and we call the heart our character strength. If we're growing our character and are growing our character strength, we call that our heart. And then it's processed in the brain. The brain is an incredible thing, and Mara is a clinical neuropsychologist, and she's going to explain in the most simplistic terms how the brain works. I say Mara as a psychotherapist, I'm the psycho and she's the therapist. So we're here to try and help you put together this world of psychology, behaviour, character, and to help give you something that takes you into a much better place of being able to be a trader, or if you're a great sports person, if you're going to trade and you do very, very well at it, all of a sudden it can start to get into the ineffective thinking of money. And one of the things I love about what Sam's doing and your approach with the ethical approach that you take and being able to manage money, otherwise it can really get a hold of you in a negative way. So what we hope that you walk away with today is a better understanding of what character strength is, the behaviours that we've researched in 18 years that are ineffective, and the behaviours that are effective. You've had a very, very big day yesterday. So we can get to know each other a little bit, we would just like to ask you, each one of you, just to go around the room and say, what did you learn about you yesterday?
What I also learned about myself is that when I'm put under extreme pressure, rather than break and give up, I just get really creative, and that kind of gives me strength. And it also resonated deeply. A while ago I did a seminar with famous Marisa Peer, and she was explaining of taking uncomfortable, making comfortable, and even though it was so simple, now it actually really resonated with me. It makes more sense than ever before.
Wow. Thomas, I just want to acknowledge your wisdom there and what you've learned. And what we talk about, I've got this diagram on page 65 that talks about the voids and the wounds of our heart. I mean, you're speaking our language, and some of us have had voids in it, and we haven't felt loved, we don't feel we're good enough. My dad died when I was 1, I had a father void. And then there's wounds, where we've been made a mistake, or we've been told we're not good enough, or we've been rejected and neglected. And you've discovered that yesterday, man. Thomas, that's incredible breakthrough. And now find the gold out of all of that. We say, make your mess your message. And you've found something very special, man. Now, when you're going to be trading, you're going to be thrown into situations that are scary, and situations that are going to need calm, and situations where you're going to call on your mates to help you through. And because there's some big scary moments out there.
When we were being ambushed on the bus, I sort of reached a point of, I think, acceptance, because I was sort of like, I stopped being scared of what could happen. I was just like, whatever happens, happens, and I just sort of trusted another mind that wasn't mine. It's kind of weird to explain, and throughout the exercises, we had one exercise in particular, I had to carry Lloyd up a hill. So usually I would think, no, I can't do it, and like think of ways to sort of cheat the system or not do it or get out of it. But then I just picked him up, and then I only thought of the challenges when I was 10 feet away from the top, which is where I slipped eventually, and we all fell. But it was only because I thought of it, that's why we slipped. But throughout a lot of the challenges, especially the high ones, I wasn't thinking about fear or anything, I was just going straight away. And I felt like that really taught me in life that there may be risks, there may be, potential to mess up something, but sometimes it's better to think as your higher self instead of like living through emotions of guilt or of fear and stuff like that.
I just think that because of that story, and you're finding this higher mindset, that you're going to really, really grow in that. Really grow.
Yeah.
So as you make money, as you trade, as you do your career, hopefully you can start to use all of the experiences yesterday and all of your past experiences to make the world a better place around us.
One of the most difficult things is, if you make a decision to grow and develop, and you're quite, let's say for what you've understood about yourselves in yesterday, we'll use that as an example, and you go back into your normal environment with people that you know and love you, sometimes they're used to you doing the waltz, because everything you do and everything they do, it's all kind of predicted. That's the dynamic of your relationships. And sometimes when we come into a situation ourselves where we've made a decision to change that, we suddenly go, right, we're going to do the tango. But the people around us are so used to looking for the waltz that they'll try to push us into the waltz, which is going back into the way that they feel comfortable with our relationship. Does that make sense? And our dynamic. So one of the most difficult things is actually thinking about who around me will help me exponentially keep developing.
I mean, this comes also down to the people you spend most time with is what you become a product of as well. And that then reflects as well to what Barak said, because if you are a smoker and you spend most of the time with smoking people, it will be much harder for you to stop than if you just spend time with people not smoking, right? If you're with smokers, they will gonna, oh, come on, let's get a smoke break. So you all go down, you chat with each other. But on the other hand, if you're the only smoker, it will be, oh, come on now, really? Why we have to wait on you again? So it will be harder for you to smoke than it is to not smoke. And on the other hand, obviously it will be harder for you to not smoke than to smoke. And the people that you spend the time with, obviously they don't want you to change, because if you stop smoking, then they don't have that 5 minutes with you to talk anymore, and you can't go talk about brands or what's new and what's the taste. Smokers probably don't talk about this anymore. But so obviously, this is like also the environment always a lot of times defining how you think about and how you got your templates.
I've always, if there's people around me who are quite negative, I've always been the type of person, oh no, I don't believe it, I believe in myself. And I think that's another thing that caused more problems with the people around me, is the fact that I believed in myself so much, they was sort of confused. So it's like a way of me cutting them off. I only cut them off for the time being of me being here, which I don't mind being around them, but I did believe yesterday my life would change completely. And so I don't know where that stands at the moment, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think it's been a strong mindset, telling them no, I still believe in myself. It starts to make other people around you believe in themselves too, because I've seen it happen. Yeah.
The more that you actually spend here, the more you can change the atmosphere around you. Now I'm about to draw the brain. Now, it might not mean much to you, but for me, because I did 8 years of neuroanatomy, and this is about as good as I get with the brain, even though I've been doing it for a long time. So you don't know the sulky things that I am missing, but anyway, that's... Ta-da!
8 years.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
We're Aussies in this.
Okay. Because your brain doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality, and you have some old templates that can get triggered in certain situations, which can cause you to behave in either a very effective way or a less effective way to try to protect yourself. A lot of times our templates can get triggered by triggers in the current situation that actually have nothing to do with what's really going on. Because in that moment, my truth becomes the truth. So in a work environment, we can have misunderstandings. We can have triggers going off when someone, you know, your boss or your team leader walks past in a hurry and says, "Can I see you in my office just in 2 minutes?" And if you've got an old template that says, "I know that tone of voice, that's an authority figure. Last time I heard that, I got into serious trouble. What do they want?" And you can go from being very above the line to protective mode, defensive mode, walk into that office absolutely subconsciously convinced that you've got to protect yourself and fight your way through this. When in fact, they were in a hurry, they've got a sore throat because they've got a cold, and their voice just sounded a bit abrupt. Does that make sense? So I would like you guys to think about, as you go into potentially this environment, which is actually a really interesting environment because they really work hard on helping people develop who they are as a person so that they can be the best of who they are in this work environment. Be successful, but also be successful for the organisation, be successful for your clients. And sometimes, I guess it's just thinking about, am I reacting to the current situation out of an old template, or is my thinking and my behaviour actually appropriate to it?
There are going to be lots of situations and stimulus, and you do a good trade, and that can leave a positive limbic template, and a trade that doesn't go well, and that can leave a negative one, and both of those are dangerous because you can feed off the limbic template of that. So, well, I won't do that trade again, and you trade out too early, or you just, the positive one can drive you to greed and drive you to the wrong values. And I know that the guys here, we did a great podcast with Sam and his dad, Adrian. And they do a lot of personal development in this business to help you manage your character strength, when to get out of a trade, when not to get out of a trade. And there's a lot more of this that you will get, with this organisation. We're just hoping we've given you some more language, some more framework of understanding what might be happening for you when you're under that situation. We often change the situation to 2 other words. Stress. So given the stress you're under, what happens in your triggers, your templates, your truth to cause behaviour. The other S is self-awareness. Look at the situation, look at the stress, get your self-awareness to go, there's that old template that I'm not good enough, there's that old template of this, and I'm now going to rise up into being courageous and being my best self. And that's the beautiful journey of personal development.
So today is the final challenge, the cash raiser. After this, we'll see all the candidates on the charts. Which individuals will get through this challenge and make it to be a trader here. With this challenge, the individuals are going to be given an item, and the job is to basically take that item and sell it for more. We're not really worried about how much margin more they make. What we care about is How are they thinking? Are they out-the-box thinkers? Are they taking advantage of the certain day, the weather, or specific occasions that are arising around the time of this challenge? And are the team listening to those individuals with those great trade ideas? And this is exactly the same as trading. We have to have good trade ideas and good trade management. And in this case, on this challenge, these guys will be managing their own time, their own schedule. So let's see what they're capable of.
So this is a big challenge. It lasts from now until Monday morning. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be splitting you into two teams that we've chosen. One team will stay in here and the other team will go to the boardroom in the other office. They will be like your mini HQs from now until Monday, and you're not to socialise with the other team members until we get there. So this phase is basically the first principle of actual trading. So when you have an object and you have to trade it up to another object, or you sell it for a monetary figure and then you use that money to buy another object and sell that to make more money. And this is to test your entrepreneurial side of skills, seeing opportunities where other people don't see them, and that's something that we're interested in seeing from you guys, whether or not you miss an opportunity or you go, this is a big opportunity where it can raise X, Y, and Z. And good news for you, what I want you to also do when you're in your two teams is each team will choose a charity, and then on the Monday morning, whichever team wins, all of the money that has been made as profits will go to that chosen charity. This challenge is your final one that you're judged on before we look to get rid of the majority that won't be going into the training challenge. So you're probably looking at 4 people will be leaving us on the Monday, and then the remaining will go through and we'll start our trading challenge. Team 1 will be Lloyd, Dom, Fatima, Chelani, Martins and Zaid. So that's that team. Everyone that's remaining, which is Lee, Tobias, Borak, Thomas and Chris, will be in the separate team. Are we all ready to go, the team that will be going into the boardroom? Cool, I'll go with those guys, and then the other guys I'll be back with you in 2 minutes. So the challenge is, as you can imagine, we are going to start off with items, which the team may have the same items, they may have different items. You have something that's quite actually favourite of mine, which is my book, to start with. Okay, so your team is going to start off with 4 boxes, okay? Now the difference is, my boxes are not something that we say you could get rid of them for free or trade them for something, because they are very precious. Yeah, it's my life story in these books. Now the thing is you can have an inventory where you have more boxes. However, these books cannot be sold, okay, so you have a cost, they cannot be sold for anything less than £7. So you might want to take note of that, because that is your cost, which means that if you sold that at £5, for example, you have lost £2. You haven't made anything, or you haven't got rid of anything, okay? So once you have got rid of a box and you have made your money, you can come back and source another box if you wanted to. Or you could then go and use your money, taking into account, you've got to remember there's 20 books in each box, and there's £7 minimum per book, okay?
If we sell a book and we sell it for £7, for example, that 7 goes to you and we've made no profit.
Correct, because that's the cost of us owning them. So when you come back in with your final figures, you would then take into account your cost of what you have. So this isn't just an exercise about scaling up and making as much money, it's also about understanding what your cost is and where your profits are, yeah? It's like the Apprentice 2.0, yeah? So we want to actually see people's mathematical calculations coming into play, what they're doing it, how they're doing it. The good thing is the book's actually a very good product, and it's sold probably in the region of 11,000 copies. So it's a reasonable book, so it's not something that you have to worry about, I don't think, too much. But how you sell it is completely down to you, and I'm not going to give you any ideas of what you could do with them. Now, if you go and say, these 4 boxes, we've managed to sell them, we've sold them for X price, whatever it is, you would then have your money. You can then either come back and say, I need another book, understanding what another box, understanding what your cost is for the box. So you can't then come back and say, I just need one more book. You either have the box or you don't. So when you have that box, you have to take into account the costs associated with it, all right? Yeah. And obviously when you come back in on Monday, whatever profit you've made, you then have to minus your cost off of this. Now you don't have to come back and constantly take boxes. You can do whatever you want. You can take the boxes because it's stuff that we use for events and so on and so forth. So you can take them, we can get more, it's not a problem. But if you wanted to, if you made your profits, you could then go and take that and then go buy another item somewhere else where you know that you can then sell it and make more money. All understood?
Would you add a personalized video? Just as a bonus,
It's not my job to sell these books. I can do that myself, yeah. I do a swipe up on Instagram and there'll be 500 gone in a day, but you can't utilize me in your marketing campaign. I'm happy to sign, I will say up to 20, yeah, at the very most. Okay. Okay, so it's over to you now to manage your time. You can go home whenever you want to. If you want to go home and take a day off, you can go do that. If you want to stay here until late hours, you can do that. If you don't want to work the weekend, you don't have to. You don't want to be on Sunday, you don't have to be. It's all up to how you manage your time. Any other questions? No? All good? So, the product that you're going to be given is actually in the wall. And you start off with 4 boxes. Two, and we got all of these. So you've got 4 boxes. The rules that come with this is that you have a cost per item, okay? As soon as you open that box, you have a cost of £7 per book. The managing the time part's probably one of the most important parts, because when you're a trader here, you don't have to be here trading all the time. You choose your own hours, and as long as you hit results, no one bothers you, okay? You take the piss, usually don't hit results, or in this case you wouldn't win. So it's at your own kind of choosing of how you plan to manage that.
Restriction for the next item that we may exchange it to, or just...
Yes, there's one restriction, and that's to not go to alcohol, okay? So through this competition, you just need to make sure that you're managing your costs and profits, okay?
Will it be accounted for that the other team has 6 people and we only have 5? Or?
Yes, it'll be taken into account. Yeah. How we do that is going to be based on that it'd be like that total amount divided by person, or it would be worked out on if participation level from everyone is at full capacity. So we'll just review that on Monday morning. But yeah, it'll most likely be done total amount of money divided by head on person. Okay, good to go. Over to you. Enjoy managing it, and may the best team win. Best of luck, guys.
Thank you. I don't think he's going to
make some money.
But I'll sell one to my mum, my dad.
Yeah, no, we've got to move the box.
But I'll sell them to him anyway. I'll get him to transfer me the money.
It's not hardback as well as paperback.
What other stuff could we break down for like a little pack for Valentine's Day? Sweets?
Roses, a card. But you don't think we can sell the roses individually?
I don't know about that's what I'm thinking. Break it down. So if we bought cheap sweets and broke them down into smaller packs, so we're making, so it's £1 a pack, but we're selling.
So we need, you need one of them little jiffy bags.
Just
or you get a big thingy of Haribo's and break it up.
Yeah. So just like a little, like love hearts in it. Or something like that.
We need a small little box. If you was to buy it with your missus, what would you buy? A card, flowers.
Yeah, cards, cheap cards.
If you can try and sell a box to these big companies that are willing to take it, try.
I think we're gonna.
If you can, go ahead. There's no problem.
That's the way to do it, exactly.
Yeah, but I'm gonna mainly do social media.
I just need to do one weird thing. I need to go in front of one of those. I need to go at one of those screens and just sit there and be like,
What I was thinking personally is umbrellas.
Yeah.
We can get some for 50p, £1. We can just sell them in London for £5 or something. It's going to rain on Saturday, it's going to rain on Sunday, it's going to rain on Thursday. 100%, it's going to rain on Friday.
Yeah.
So if we like just stand outside of hotels, outside of train stations, like where a lot of people are coming out, and we just literally sell them while they're pouring down, like we're gonna make money.
I don't think you should buy 100 umbrellas and then go out and try and sell them, because if you're stuck with 50, we're screwed and we're out of pocket. I think it should be the other way. We find a product that we want to sell, tap up some places that are willing to buy it, and then we go out and fund it ourselves, and then add that to the kitty. Whether I tap up some food wholesale, some local businesses around here and tell them we're going to do deliveries over the weekend for them if they want, and you know, we make a markup on that and we just run to bookers for them, and we tell them it's for the weekend, we're available. You know, I'll run around in the car all weekend back and forth, and you make money that way, and that way it's a guaranteed sale. You know, when you come there, they're paying you and it's done.
Yeah.
I think if you go and buy umbrellas or something like that and we're sitting with them, we're out of pocket.
This is one of the top books in the country, right? This can easily sell. We say, okay, we're selling for 15, 20 pounds. Then we say, for you, actually, Sam decided to, since we're doing this challenge, right, it's on YouTube, you can search it up. Since that's happening, we decided to give you a one-time limited offer, right? We're gonna actually charge you £10, all right? £10 from 15, that's a big discount in books. So would you like one now?
10 books each.
Then we're good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's £600. Right there, you know, £7 for the book, right? So we can't go below that. £3 profit.
Okay.
So I feel like that's fair. And Samuel's obviously selling it for his website for £16 or something. I'm charging way more less. So people are coming to me because of that, I think.
Nice, bro.
Yeah. So.
Buy a box of 20 or more. Hopefully we have quite a lot of stocks. We have over 50 boxes.
Don't get you a signed copy if you want. It's a bit extra though. 50. Alright, okay, thank you.
The cases.
Right, I sent it to you. Right, bye.
20 in each box, yes.
Pounce on the prey, your mum.
If you could take 20 off me, that would be really appreciated.
What the fuck?
Each one I'm selling for 30 quid, so £30. Yeah, it sounds like you need to read it a few times, so you might need all 20. Alright, so that's 3 I've sold already.
For 50 quid.
Now one of them 20, 30.
Fair play.
And it's only 20 quid. You don't have to pay me now, you know, I'll make sure I can deliver it by hand when I get back home. Are you in? Nice one, thank you, I appreciate it.
Everything needs a formula. So if you want to learn how to do that, improve your life, swipe up and get this book only for £10. We're running a limited offer, it was £15, but just for you today, I'm going to be selling it for £10, guys.
Hey guys, what's good? So basically, I know I've been on social media, very naughty, but I've got some exciting news. So if you guys want to learn to become a trader like these lot,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
Okay, so the competition that we're at currently set tasked with is to sell as many books as possible by Monday morning. We'd love to sell you some books. So we're looking to sell the book at £10 per book. Yes. Thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice,
No.
You did well, bro.
I was trying to like think of it on the spot, but she just like, no, it's something a book they don't sell. Not really. But.
So we've got one team at the moment, which is, I'm going to say, Lee's team and Tobias's team, who have already got rid of their initial products, the books, and are now moving on to purchasing flowers such as roses coming up to Valentine's this weekend, which I think is quite thinking, ready for it. They're looking now at potentially getting wholesale umbrellas because it's due to rain this weekend, so they're thinking very creative, very entrepreneurship, whereas the other team, they're all stuck in this kind of book mentality of just selling the books and haven't really thought much outside of that. So I think if it stays this way, that team is Lee's team, they're going to do really well and really excel. And I think they're a bit pushing the boundaries. They reckon they're going to get to £5,000 as their total figure by Monday morning, but we'll see. I'm not too sure on that one.
They are still in the room, so let's get by without them seeing. Good sign.
We're just off to Sainsbury's to grab some roses to make and some sweets. to make a little pack for tomorrow to capitalise on Valentine's Day. Obviously all the proceeds are going to charity, so we're going to really hit the trees hard tomorrow.
We got a sale for £15. And yeah, we got another sale. So it's all about pushing, getting that momentum. Martin did very well as well. We pitched to them.
Yeah, we pitched them, but I didn't get the sales, but at least we get the message out that we are selling. They can approach us anytime.
It's all about momentum. It's all about hitting every door. Some are gonna lose, some are gonna win. But we need to make sure we keep hitting.
Not good. It needs to be outside of the building, really. Inside.
£40 in revenue, solid cash right now. 6 orders on the way. We're flying. Martin, what's the message? We're flying, right?
We're flying.
We're
That's
flying.
the most important.
Yeah.
We can do hacks, we can do like kiss on the cheek.
I won't do it, love, promise.
Maybe you know it.
How will we know?
Wouldn't it be great?
£1.50 each?
These are 12 for 25.
Buying them singly is £3.
12 for 5.
That's what for 10.
Yeah, that's just.
These are nice. Yes, you rate them then.
The 20 quid. They're really nice as well.
Well, yeah, they're alright, mate, for 20 quid. How many's in there?
About 10. Some of them aren't so nice.
10, 11. Oh, do you own that? Load up.
Well, you want to buy them right now?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we just try like wholesaler? Just quickly just do the wholesaler.
I don't think you're going to get it cheaper than £1 of thing, £1.50.
You sure about that?
You can try if you want. Oh, you're more than welcome. I just tell them I'm sad and lonely.
£5 per hour. Is that the best one you can do? Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Thank you very much for your time. Okay. Bye. £5 each.
Really?
Yeah. If you buy 100, that's well too expensive.
£5, come on! Get your roses, £5. Come on, last now. None left in the stores.
Next time on The Real Forex Trader.
Everyone fresh and ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sponsored by WildDFX.com, bringing you the best Forex experience.